Dasara festival. This was sing. ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನಿ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನಿ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನಿ ಸುರಗಿರಿಯು ಸರದಿಯೊಳು ಗಡವಗ ಮುಳುಗಲ ಬರದಿಂದ போகி பெண்ணாட்டு பொட்டே ಸುರಗಿರಿಯು ಸರದಿಯೊಳು ಗಡವಾಗ ಮುಳುಗಲ ಬರದಿಂದ போகி பெண்ணாட்டு பொಟ್ಟೆ ಧರಣಿಯು ಮೊರೆಯಿಡೆ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೋಬು ಧರಣಿಯು ಮೊರೆಯುಡೆ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೋಬು ಧರುಣಿಯ ಸರಿ ಬಿಡಸಿ ಉಳುವಾಗಿ ಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ಧರುಣಿಯ ಸರಿ ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಉಳುಗಿ ಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಸುರಬದಿ ಮುನಿದೇಲು ಗಗಲಿರುಳು ಮಲೆಗರೆಯೇ ಬೆರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಧರಿಸಿ ದುರುಗಲ ಕಾಯ್ದು ನಿಜವೇ ಸುರಬದಿ ಮುನಿದೇಲು ಗಗಲಿರುಳು ಮಲೆಗರೆಯೇ ಬೆರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಧರಿಸಿ ದುರುಗಲ ಕಾಯ್ದು ನಿಜವೇ ವರಮುನಿ ಬಸವಣ್ಣು ಬೆಡಲಿ ಬೇರಿ ಬೆದರಿ ವರಮುನಿ ಬಸವನು ಬೆಡಲು ಬೆದರಿ ನರಹರಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರೆಯೇ ಕರುಣಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಳಿಸಿಡೆ ನರಹರಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರೆಯು ಕರುಣಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಳಿಸಿಡೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಜಲ ಜಟ್ಸಿ ಪಟ್ಟವನು ಪೊಟ್ಟು ಬಳಲಿದಾಗ ಸಲಹಬೇಕೆಂದುವೇ ಸರಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ ಜಲ ಜಟ್ಸಪಟ್ಟವನು ಪೊಟ್ಟು ಬಳಲಿದಾಗ ಸಲಹಬೇಕೆಂದು ಸರಸಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇಷ ಸಲಗ ನಿಪ್ಪ ನಿಪ್ಪ ಗಿಬ್ಬ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇಷ ಸಲನಗಿಬ್ಬ ಒಳಿದನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಿಸೋ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ 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 ಒಳಿದನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಿಸೋ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ ಮುಡಿದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕங்கள ನಾಲುವ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಮುಡದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಪ್ಪ ಭಾರವಾದನೆ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್. ದ ಪ್ರೇಸ್ ಹದಿನಾನ್கு ಲೋಕಗಳ translate to 14 words or 14 reals. The song likely a traditional Dasara Padagalu. Devotional songs of Dasara festival and tradition refers to the 14 planes of existence in Hindu cosmology. The lyrics of this devotional song generally praise the deity, often Lord Vishnu or Krishna, as the supreme being who governs and pervades all these 14 worlds. The central meaning revolves around the omnipresence and supreme power of the divine entity across the entire universe, encompassing all realms of existence. The seven upper worlds, Urdhva are Vyagritis. These realms are associated with higher consciousness and divinity. Satyaloka, that is called Brahmaloka, the highest realm, the abode of Brahma, the creator, a place of ultimate truth and liberation. Tapaloka, the realm of celestial beings and those who practice intense austerity and spiritual penance. Janaloka, the abode of the sons of Brahma and others enlightened souls. Makaraloka, the dwelling place of great sages and saints, rishis. Swarloka, Swargaloka, heaven, the realm of the gods, devas, and celestial beings ruled by Indra. Bhuvarloka, the atmospheric realm or the space between earth and the sun, inhabited by semi-divine beings and spirits. Bhuloka, the earth, the physical realm where humans reside and create karma. The seven lower worlds, Adolokas or Padalas. These realms are often described as mystical underworlds or grosser dimensions of existence. Atalaloka, the first lower realm known for sensual pleasures. Vitalaloka, associated with wealth, where form of Shiva Arabhava is said to be reside. Sudalaloka, the kingdom of the virtuous demon king Bali, protected by Vishnu. Talataloka, the domain of the Asura architects Maya, the realm of illusion and the material intellect. Magatala Loka, the abode of many hooded Nagas, serpent beings. Rasatala Loha, the realm of powerful but cruel demons, Daitas and Danavas, the foes of the gods. Patala Loga, that is Nagaloga, the deepest realm, the capital of the Nagas, ruled by Vasugi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hari Bol. So beautiful, such a wonderful Kirtan Prabhuji, very nice. Thank you so much. All right, so we will begin our class. Anyone would like to sing Mangalacharan today? Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to sing Mangalacharan? Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji. You're audible, Mataji.
Yeah, nice. Okay, anyone would like to sing or else I'll sing?
Wait. Teachers.
All right, so then I'll sing Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimira Andasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anantakoti Vaishnavanti ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Anand Pranams, thank you all for joining in. How many of you are doing Ekadashi fasting today? Ekadashi Vrat?
Did till noon Mataji.
Till noon. Okay, Mataji. Hari bol. You're starting for the first time, Mataji?
Not first time Mataji, but I just took it like that. I didn't
Okay.
eat.
Okay. Okay. Good start, Mataji.
I observed.
Ekambar Prabhuji, you are observing fasting, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Very nice. Hari bol. How about the others? Pushpa Mataji has given a thumbs up. Vanaja Mataji has also raised hand, so I believe Vanaja Mataji, you are also observing fasting. Very nice. Hari bol to all of you. Muthumanikam Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Diabetic.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Fine. So, okay, very nice. So,
Mataji,
Ekadashi.
today can I share
Yes, ma'am.
Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Mataji, in UAE, we have a 12-hour-long Kirtan Rasa happening here.
Very nice.
So for 3 days continuous. So we went today morning, came back at noon. It was so good, Mataji. All around the world, no devotees were traveling. They were here doing that
Oh,
Kirtan, and we could be part, got prasadam and all. And
very good.
even I got to buy Prabhupada, Messenger of Supreme Lord book also, Mataji.
Oh, very nice. So nice,
That
Mataji. Where is all this happening, Mataji? In UAE, which place?
this time it was happening in Ajman.
Okay.
Yeah, happening, and lots of
Is
devotees.
there a temple there, Mataji?
No, they taken a hall. Indian Association, no? Indian Association is there in Ajman. So
Okay.
that big, it's very big hall. And
Oh, very
beautiful
nice.
arrangement. Radha and Krishna, like there was a swing well decorated with peacock, deer, and Prabhupada did. It's like yesterday we discussed about New Vrindavan Garden. Like
Yes,
it
ma'am.
was like a full like green, and they just set it so well. It
So
looks like
beautiful,
a
Mataji.
green pasture land, and Radha and Krishna are sitting in a swing with all these animals around and well lit.
Very nice, Mataji. So nice. So wonderful to hear.
Yes, Mataji. And the
Wonderful.
Kirtan Rasa goes for 12 hours continuous, 9 to 9 for 3 days.
Oh, Haribol, Haribol, so beautiful. So, do
Haribol.
they read the Bhagavad Gita as well, Mataji? That's also happened?
No, this is just continuous Kirtan, Mataji, non-stop.
Kirtan. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Hare Krishna and other songs. But basically, it was devotees sitting and chanting, no, together. So
Yeah,
many
Mataji.
devotees, Mataji. It was so good.
That will be blissful experience, Mataji. I
Yeah,
can imagine.
Mataji. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
now
nice.
I am also curious to see how that new Vrindavan looked like. Ever since I read yesterday, I was imagining how it would have been and all. Now you're
Yes,
also saying. Very nice, Mataji.
yeah,
So
we are
good.
able to visualize all that.
Very nice. So happy, Mataji. Wonderful to hear.
Hare
Hari bol
Krishna.
to you. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing this. Hari bol.
Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna.
So, I think all of you are actually like how Srila Prabhupada said yesterday when we read yesterday, right? All of you are like Krishna's messengers. You should go take one Kartala, one Mirdangam, and I want you to open one center, like that he said, right? So, all of you are like our messengers. You should bring in more people, whomsoever you know, to read this wonderful books. This association should continue, should grow, because like how we are reading and enjoying and visualizing this 45 minutes, others should also come in and read and experience the joy of reading these books together. So, each one of you, if you can bring at least one person, it'll be good. And that way, we will have more joy to share and more experiences to share, and we can learn from each other as well. So, Hari bol to each one of you. Thank you so much. So, Ekadashi Vrat, like I said before, this is Mokshada Ekadashi. It's a very auspicious day. it said that it is used to cleanse all your previous janmas, sins of all your previous births, not just in this birth. Because this is when the Bhagavad Gita got the advent of Bhagavad Gita happened. This is when Lord Krishna, sung Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and it's a very auspicious day because this time Gita Jayanti, Ekadashi, all coming in together. Did anyone contribute? Did anyone participate in the 700 verse recitation today of the Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, Mataji. Today we.
Right. Very nice, Lakshmi Mataji. Hari bol to you. Wonderful. Anyone else participated?
Myself, Mataji.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Hari bol. Hari bol. Okay. So I hope all of you would have participated. I think Muthumanikam Prabhuji and others also would have participated. Pushpa Mataji, Vanaja Mataji. So it's such a blissful experience, right? So at least if we've not, then make sure before you go to bed today, you at least chant as many rounds as you can, because it's a very auspicious Ekadashi and I would not want any of you to miss this. The effects is like rippled multiple times. So please, use this time to do some Krishna. Once in a year only we get such auspicious dates. So please don't miss it. You still have time. So, and tomorrow we'll be breaking our Ekadashi Vrat as well. Right? As per the Parana time. All right. So with that, we will begin our class. So a quick recap. What is the name of the chapter we're reading right now?
In every
In every
town.
time we do it.
Hari bol, Lakshmi Mataji, Hari bol, Ekam Prabhuji, very nice. I would want all of you to please participate. I know Lakshmi Mataji, Ekam Prabhuji are very active. Others also, please participate. Okay, I would want all of you to please share. It's like an association, so there's no right or wrong, no judgment here. It is just spreading Krishna consciousness. That's what we are all doing here. So, quick recap of yesterday's class. I would want each one of you to tell me at least one point you remember from yesterday's class. Yeah. Anyone would like to start? Hare Krishna. One point each one of you remember from yesterday, what we read yesterday. We read 6 to 6 pages, I think. So, 1 point at least, would
Mataji,
want you to-
Prabhupada loved his disciples
Hari
and
bol.
they loved out of love. They loved him also,
Yeah,
disciples.
he was like this. He was like spiritual father, right? He treated all of them like
Spiritual.
own kids. Very nice. So much of love
And
and affection.
one day they had a plan to go to New York City. Prabhupada traveled.
Okay.
And the birthplace of Krishna ISKCON there.
Hmm.
And then he had many devotees. I met there.
Very nice.
And they made warm welcome there.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Hari bol, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Muthumanikam Prabhuji. Very nice. So happy that you have read and come. Wonderful. Others, at least 1 point.
Mataji,
Even if, yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
That New York Brahmananda showed Prabhupada a globe with markers representing how many senders have been started, and he said this is the
Yes.
50th. And
Hari bol.
Prabhupada smiling and telling, "What are you all waiting? Everybody take a mridanga, and another one will join with Kartal and start." And then even Prabhupada went to Buffalo after a few days stay in New York, and he did some preaching and more initiation, and some wedding also happened in Boston, so he traveled back. And he also had gone with Hayagriva and Kirtanananda Swami to the new Vrindavan farm project, and that ride was well described. It was like
Very
typical
nice.
countryside.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Lakshmi Mataji. Hari bol.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
beautiful, very beautifully summarized. Wonderful. Okay.
Prabhupada wanted,
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada wanted the new Vrindavan devotees to build cottages. Swamiji
Yes.
wanted many buildings. Even at first they were primitive, but he gave a plan for simple structure of baked mud.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Haribol. Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. How about the others? Pushpa Mataji, Vanaja Mataji, anything you remember from yesterday's class? Hare Krishna.
And
What did we do?
Srila Prabhupada went with Kirtananda and Haigriva, New Vrindavan, that is
Hmm.
situated in the West Virginia hills.
Very nice.
Before reaching there, the vehicle stuck there somewhere before 2 kilometers.
Yeah. In the
And
muddy roads.
then Prabhupada and his disciples walked and reached there.
Haribol. So beautiful. So, what is the speciality of New Vrindavana? Anyone remembers? So, how did Srila Prabhupada compare the New Vrindavana to
It
the
is better.
Vrindavana in India?
It is better than Vrindavan in India because he
Yeah.
was saying in Vedic society all were happy living like this kind of with cows and farmland and having a school. Kids were trained there and mothers would be taking care of all the necessities. So it is similar. New Vrindavan is much better than that. It seems.
Very nice. Haribol. Right? He said it is very congested, it's become, and it is occupied by a lot of materialists and impersonalists, right? The Vrindavan in India. But when 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, it was only the spiritually elevated souls who were living there. Now it has become completely contaminated with a lot of materialistic people and impersonalists coming in. That's what he was worried about. And it has lost its beauty and charm because of the congestion. The natural beauty of it had gone, is another thing I was saying, that simple living lifestyle had gone,
Right.
right? Yeah, very nice. Anything else
Original,
anyone would like to add?
shall I say, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Kalia cow was there, Mataji, in the black and white.
Haribol. Wonderful. Yeah,
Prabhupada was saying, I haven't drank milk in 65 years like this, so tasty. And yeah,
yeah. It is the only cow available there, right? The black and white breed.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. And Prabhupada, like you said, Nataji, he drank milk in the morning, noon, evening, 3 times. And he said, in my 65 years, I've never tasted a milk like this, right?
yeah.
And what
Yes.
did he say post that? Uh, after, drinking milk from the cow, he said something. How the future will be? Did he say something of New Vrindavan's future? How it will be?
The role model for others because who were saying that modernization is required, but it
Yes.
gives a sense
Anything
of
else?
Mataji,
modernization.
the cooking guidance given by Prabhupada. First priority is wooden, wood fire.
Cow
Then
dung,
the
Prabhuji.
cow dung. First cow dung, then wood fire, then gas, then
Electricity.
electricity. That
Yes,
priority.
Haribol.
Prayer.
Haribol. Yeah,
Rather
he
than
told about
eating
that.
flesh, Prabhupada said people in the world will look at Vrindavan and they will understand the value of protecting cows, Mataji.
Haribol. Very nice, Mataji. That's what I was asking, right? He said people will realize the value of having cows, right? Protecting the cow and utilizing her milk rather than killing her and eating the flesh. Right? So that's the message he said. And he also predicted the future of New Vrindavan, right? Right now there is one cow, but in the future there will be, so many cows, right? In New Vrindavan, he predicted that as well. Would have many cows, and he said their udders would be so full that the dripping milk would muddy the pastures. So to that extent, there will be cows coming in, is what one thing he said. Very nice. And like you summarized, Prabhupada wanted more people to build a lot of cottages and other things as well in the new Vrindavan. Okay, wonderful. So this is where we concluded yesterday. So we will continue from there. Whoever is interested to read, please raise your hands. Meanwhile, I just share my screen. Right, so we concluded with page 154, wherein we saw he had many plans for New Vrindavan and he was giving only idea seeds with few details. You develop it to your heart's content, he told Kirtananda Swami. An ideal Vedic community with the members producing all their own food and necessities was what Prabhupada wanted. Unless the devotees at New Vrindavan could become self sufficient, he said, there was no use in their occupying such a big piece of land. Right? So, this is where we concluded yesterday. So, we will start from here. So, I see Lakshmi Mataji, your hand is raised. Yes, Mataji, you can start, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Even before Prabhupada's visit to New Vrindavan, he had requested Kirtanananda Swami and Hayagriva to plan for 7 temples on the property. These 7 temples should be named after the major temples of old Vrindavana: Madana Mohana, Govindaji, Gopinatha, Radha Damodara, Radha Ramana, Sham Sundara, and Radha Gokulananda. Prabhupada said he would personally secure Radha Krishna deities for each temple. It was inevitable that Prabhupada leave New Vrindavan. Letters from London, Los Angeles, and San Francisco compelled him to travel. On the day of his departure, the New Vrindavan devotees teased him, saying he couldn't go. Kirtananda Swami went so far as to say they would block his way on the road. But Prabhupada corrected him. You can't do that to the spiritual master. Accompanied by Kirtananda Swami and the New Vrindavan devotees, Prabhupada walked along the forest path. The New Vrindavan countryside was verdant, the summer air hot and moist. Prabhupada was silent. He had come here to encourage his disciples, and he himself had also become encouraged. Here was simple village life as Krishna himself had lived it, depending on the land and the cow. So far, only a few devotees were here, but by Krishna's grace, more would come. Prabhupada and Kirtanananda Swami walked together along the forest path, saying little, but their mutual understanding was deep. Prabhupada hadn't given him many specific instructions. A few words while sitting or walking together outdoors, a gesture, a facial expression of pleasure or concern. Kirtanananda Swami could understand, however, that New Vrindavan was very dear to his spiritual master and should become dear to him also. Prabhupada assured him that because the devotees of New Vrindavan were centered on chanting Hare Krishna, serving the deities and protecting the cows, Krishna would bless them with success. The community was already successful, and Krishna would continue to protect the devotees against all impediments and difficulties. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, Mataji. Vanaja Mataji, you can continue, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji. At the end of the 2-mile walk, Prabhupada, surrounded by his followers, stood beside the car that was to take him to the airport in Pittsburgh, from where he would fly to Los Angeles. His suitcases, which had come out on a horse-drawn cart, were loaded into the car's luggage compartment, and Prabhupada got in the back seat. Amid the cries of Hare Krishna and Prabhupada, the car pulled out into the country highway, and Prabhupada continued chanting Hare Krishna on his beads. Prabhupada had been hearing regularly from his 6 disciples in London. Having little money and living as separate couples in different parts of the city, they found their greatest inspiration in Prabhupada's letters. They would repeatedly read his instructions and dream of when he would one day visit them in London. Although in San Francisco, Krishna consciousness had been fun for the 3 couples, in England it was becoming more and more difficult. The devotees, being foreigners, were not allowed to earn a salary, and except for a few contacts, they knew no one. Although unable to live together, they were trying to maintain their moral and Krishna consciousness. Then, in the middle of a winter of struggle, came a fortunate break for the London devotees, a meeting with George Harrison of the Beatles. For a long time, the devotees had been thinking of ways to get the Beatles to chant Hare Krishna. To the Beatles, Apple Record Studio, they had once sent an apple pie with Hare Krishna lettered on it. Another time they had sent a wind up walking apple with the Hare Krishna mantra printed on it. They had even sent a tape of one of their kirtanas and had received a standard rejection letter from Apple Records. So it seemed to be Krishna's special arrangement when Shyama Sundara suddenly met one of the most sought after celebrities in the world, George Harrison. In a crowded room at Apple Records, Shyama Sundara, shaven headed and wearing robes, sat hoping for a chance to have a few words with someone connected with the Beatles. Then George came down the stage from a conference. As he entered the room, he saw Shyama Sundara walking over and sitting down beside Shyama Sundara. He asked, "Where have you been?" "I have been trying to meet the Hare Krishna people for the last couple of years." Shyama Sundara and George Harrison and George talked together for an hour. While everyone hovered around, I have really been trying to meet you people. George said, "Why don't you come to my place tomorrow?" The
Hare
next day,
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Dhanyavad
you,
Prabhu
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Pushpa Mataji, you can continue, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat pranams.
The next day, Shyam Sundara went to George's for lunch, where he met the other Beatles, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and Paul McCartney. They all had questions, but George was especially interested. "George, I had a copy of Hare Krishna album with Srila Prabhupada singing Hare Krishna with the devotee. I had been the records at last least 2 years, but I got it week it was pressed. It was open to it. You attract these things. So I used to play that a lot of the time. John and I listened to it. I remember we sung it for days, John and I, with ukulele bonjos, sailing through the Greek island, chanting Hare Krishna. So I was chanting the Hare Krishna mantra long before I met Shyam Sundara, Gauradas, and Mukunda. I was just pleased to hear the Hare Krishna mantra and have a copy of the record. As I knew about Prabhupada because I had read all the liner notes on that album. Having been to India, I could tell where the devotees were all coming from. With the style of dress and seven head, I had seen them on the street of Los Angeles and New York. Having read so many books and looking for yogis, my concept of devotees wasn't like the other people. No, I was aware of the things and that it was a pretty heavy one. much more austerities than other groups, like no coffee, chocolate, or tea. Shyam Sundara continued to see George regularly, and they soon become friends. George, who had been practicing a mantra given him by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, began to hear for the first time about Bhakti Yoga and the Vedic philosophy. He talked openly to Shyam Sundara, Gauradas, and Mukunda of his spiritual quest and his relation of karma. George, a yogi I met in India, said, "You are really lucky. You have youth, fame, fortune, health, but at the same time, that is not enough for you. You want to know about something something else. Most people don't even get to the point where they realize there is something beyond them. They are just trying to get up on top of that wall and to be able to eat and have a nice house and be comfortable and all that. But I was fortunate enough to get it all that in time to realize there is something else in life, whereas most people get worn out just trying to attain material things. Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanavad pranams. Ekambar Prabhuji, would you like to read next?
Okay, Mata. Okay, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
After a visit to Haight Ashbury in 1967, George had begun to feel guilty of for his role in promulgating the LSD culture. He had had the impression that the case of Haight Ashbury were creative craftsmen, but when he saw them dirty and hopeless, the West Coast extension of the glory, he felt partly responsible. He decided to use his influential position by writing and singing songs and increasing interest in Indian spirituality due, he felt, to karma from his, from his previous life. Job. I feel at home with Krishna. I think that's something that has been there from a previous birth. So it was like the door was opening to me at that time. But it was like a jigsaw puzzle. And I needed all these little pieces to make a complete picture. And that is what has been happening by the devotees and Swami Bhaktivedanta coming along. For some devotee giving me a book or my hearing that album, which has been slowly fitting together. And these are some of the reasons why I responded to Shyamsundara and Guru Dasa when they first came to London. Let's face it, if I am going to have to stand up and be counted, then I will be with these guys rather than with those over there. Just like that. I'll be with the devotees rather than with the state people who are so-called saint. God helped the devotees to get a building in London, and he and Shyamsundar spoke of making a Hare Krishna record. But Shyamsundar never impressed him. When Prabhupada heard about George, he took seriously the possibility that George might fully take up Krishna consciousness carrying this book, his logical conviction. Prabhupada understand that one revelation in consciousness spearheaded by the Krishna conscious beings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranams. Muthumanikam Prabhuji, would you like to read next?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Please scroll down, Mataji. Hare Krishna. It is understood from your letter that Mr. George Harrison has a little sympathy for our movement, and if Krishna is actually satisfied on him, surely he will be able to join with us in pushing on the Sankirtana movement throughout the world. Somehow or other, the Beatles have become a cynosure of the neighboring European countries and America also. He is attracted by our Sankirtana party, and if Mr. George Harrison takes the leading part in organizing a huge Sankirtana party consisting of the Beatles and our ISKCON boys. Surely we shall change the face of the world, so much politically harassed by the maneuvers of the politician. For the London devotees, church friendship heightened heightened the excitement of Prabhupada's coming to London. Now that a world famous personality was waiting to meet Prabhupada, they felt perhaps they had another way to please him, and to make preaching in London a success. George, by his association with Krishna consciousness and by dint of his own spiritual evolution, began to express his devotion to Lord Krishna in his songs. Reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, he would appreciate the superiority of the personal conception of God, where Krishna says that he is the basis of the impersonal Brahman. George liked the concept of Krishna consciousness, but he was wary of showing exclusive devotion to Prabhupada and Krishna. The devotee therefore dealt with him accordingly, so as not to disturb him. On January 11, Srila Prabhupada wrote another letter to the devotees in London expressing more ideas of how George would best serve Krishna. I am so glad that Mr. Harrison is composing songs like Lord, whom we so long ignored. He is very thoughtful. When we actually meet, I shall be able to give him thoughts about separation from Krishna, and they will be able to compose very attractive songs for public reception. The public is in need of such songs, and they are administered through a nice agents like a Beatles. It will surely be a great success. Later, George would record some of these songs. His My Sweetheart was the number one single in America for 2 months, and his million selling album Living in the Material World was number one on Billboard for live weeks. Prabhupada cautioned the devotees not to simply depend on charge for help, but to try to find a building premised and rent it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Tanvat pranams. All right, so we will stop with this today and we will continue from tomorrow. Right? So thank you all for joining in. Whoever is doing Ekadashi Vrit, please complete your fasting within the Parana time tomorrow. And tomorrow again we will have a class at 9:15 p.m. IST sharp. So please join on time. And I will need some volunteers to present the screen whenever I have some network issues or during my, when I need some support, I need someone to present the screen. So if any of you could volunteer, if you're interested to volunteer, just let me know. May not be required on all the days, but on days wherein I'm facing any issues, I may take your support. So to play the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or to share screen. Okay, so I will need some support on that. So if any of you can volunteer, just let me know. Yeah, so you can drop me a text in WhatsApp also, or tomorrow also you can let me know if you're interested. Right? Thank you everyone. Then Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata Idendra Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mata.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.